Are you looking to break away from the European football circuit? If so, today's video is going to show you 5 clubs on 4 continents that pose interesting projects. Hello everyone and welcome to the FM network. I am FranklyFM84 and today I'm here as a guest creator bringing you a video on some alternatives to Europe for your next save game ideas. Remember, if you enjoyed today's video and you like what you see, be sure to drop by my channel. The link is in the description below where you can catch up with my Englishman Abroad series where I'm currently out in Thailand dominating the Toyota Thai League with Buriram United. Also, if you find this video informative or helpful in any way, please don't forget to drop a sub to the FM Network YouTube channel, where you will find a lot of tools and tips to help enhance your Football Manager experience. So with all that said and done, let's jump into the video as we reveal the first club on our interesting projects list. First on the list, we have a club based in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Purchased in 2019 by energy drinks giant Red Bull, they have been given the full Red Bull makeover. They lived up to the hype by being promoted to the top flight first time of asking as champions. Due to the footballing system in Brazil, you'll be competing in 2 separate leagues, both Brazil's top flight and the regional championship. You'll be expected to achieve a quarter-final place in the regional division and a mid-table position in the top flight. Starting out as 250 to 1 outsiders to win the league, an immediate prediction of 13th means that this newly promoted team should provide a stern challenge. The squad you inherit is quite youthful with a sprinkling of experience. Bragantino rely heavily on loans from bigger clubs. In the finances department, the bank balance is quite healthy and there is £2.7 million to improve your squad. The wage budget is sizable but to its max, so a juggling act of budgets may be required. If you do wish to spend the transfer budget, there are no restrictions on the types of players that you can bring in, but a squad size of 26 could be limiting. The board are looking for a youthful approach when it comes to their first team and require you to sign under 22s in the first team and under 20s to develop for the future. You'll be given time at the start of the save to develop the club. By 2023 though, they want you to be in a position to be challenging for a league title. A nice extra in Bragantino is the club's affiliates, with Red Bull Salzburg, Red Bull Leipzig and lower division Red Bull Brazil all being attached. Salzburg are the senior affiliates and have first refusal to take youth players to Europe. This will add to the challenge of growth within the club. With a continental reputation and a 2.5-star youth and training setup, all the pieces are in place to start challenging the best teams in Brazil. Sweep up all the wonder kids and develop them before Salzburg come calling. Let us know if you can turn them into the giants of Brazilian football in the comments section below. For club number 2, we are off to Mexico. Mazatlan are a brand new franchise in Liga MX after relocating. Established in 2020, you will guide the club in its very first season. The media will be quick to write you off with a 17th place finish predicted. With the betting odds stacked against you also at 600 to 1 to win the league, don't be put off as this is a building project with a trophy cabinet that is waiting to be filled. At the start of the save, the board will give you a generous £1.9 million to spend and a wage budget of £113,000, although this is fully spent, meaning a decision on how to free up wage budget is a priority. Your playing squad has room for improvement with a lot of youth mixed in with some experienced players. The club also rely on loans to pad the squad out. If you do look to spend the transfer budget and assigning new players, there is one registration requirement that you can have a maximum of 12 players who are not considered Mexican born before their 18th birthdays. The board are ambitious, giving you time initially, but by season 3 they want you to have the wheels in motion for a title push. There are no transfer requirements from the board. With a national reputation, Mazatlan have 2.5-star training facilities and a 2-star youth setup, something which you may need to improve on in the long term. If you're going to challenge the Mexican big guns, patience may be required. Development of the club will be vital in this intriguing save. Let us know if you take up the challenge in the comments section down below. Next, we are off out to South Korea. Jeongnam are a team with a crazy recent history. They rose from the K-League 2 in 2017 to finish second in the K-League in 2018. However, that progress was halted as they quickly dropped back to the K-League 2. The first thing you'll be tasked is with getting them back to the big time. The media are predicting a 9th place finish for the team, but the bookies are a far more optimistic sort. They think that you can finish 4th and have odds of 11-5 for you to do so. The board are willing to give you a good transfer budget at the start of the save of £2.5 million to invest in the first team, and you also have a wage budget of £40,000, which has a bit of room to add players. The playing squad certainly has room for improvement, but a blend of homegrown youth and experience are a good building block, and the 2 Brazilians in the squad should add a bit of flair. If you plan on spending the £2.5 million that's available, bear in mind that there are registration rules. You cannot have any foreign goalkeepers at the club. There are restrictions on foreign players based on their locations. The board will require you to sign players under the age of 23 for the first team, and the board aren't overly ambitious, so you could use them as a platform to build the team gradually. Jeongnam have a national status with a 2.5-star training facility and a 3-star youth setup, and this could be vital to developing players for both club and country. Overall, the club provides the perfect base for a long-term save. A patient board who want to develop youth is a good building block for getting the club back to the top flight. Is Jeongnam a challenge that you think you want to take on? Let us know in the comments section down below. Our penultimate stop takes us to Australia. Wellington Phoenix are a New Zealand-based team playing in Australia's A-League. The club has struggled in the recent past due to poor ownership and financial difficulties, and when you see the season preview, you can see the task that is ahead of you. You are ranked as 800-1 outsiders despite a 3rd place finish last season, and you'll be given no chance to go a step further or two this season, according to the media. To try and prove the media wrong, the board will only give you £105,000 to spend. As mentioned before, finances have always been an issue for the club, and a wage budget of £50,000 is available, but maxed out, meaning that when you take over, you're going to have to be shrewd in the transfer market to improve the squad. The playing squad is mainly made up of New Zealanders, with a few foreigners thrown in. With an average squad, improvement is a must to be able to challenge at the highest level in the A-League. The rules of the A-League are certainly interesting, with players being able to be brought in on guest contracts. The A-League also tries to build local talent with a requirement of domestic under-23 players in the matchday squads. The board are realistic, only wanting a top half finished whilst continuing to be an established A-League side. They want you to develop players at the club and sign New Zealand-based players where possible. Wellington Phoenix have a national reputation with 3-star training facilities. The ace up their sleeve though is a 3.5-star youth setup, and this will be vital to making this save a success. This could be a very challenging save if you're willing to put the time in and use the youth facilities. It could take time to make real progress, but with the right approach, this club could fly. Will you take the plunge and try to build the Knicks? Let us know how you get on in the comments section down below. Finally, we are back off to South America, and Argentina this time, to a team that produced Lionel Messi, Gabriel Batistuta and Mauricio Pochettino. They even play at the Marcelo Bielsa Stadium. Newell's old boys though are not the force of old, and that is reflected in a media prediction of 12th. The bookies are a little more optimistic, but not by a lot. They expect a 9th place finish with 100-1 as your chances of winning the league. The club has had to take loans to stay afloat recently, meaning that you won't actually start with a transfer budget. There is a wage budget of £140,000, which is quite generous, but as it is at its maximum, you will probably have to sell to strengthen this squad. The playing squad have a few players north of 30 who may need to be moved on, including former Liverpool player Maxi Rodriguez. The youth at the club may be the ones that drive it forwards. If you do manage to raise some capital, there is only really the restriction on the amount of foreign players in the way of club registration. You are allowed a maximum of 6 foreign players at any one time at the club. The board start off realistic, but the expectations jump quick, and you are going to need to build first to achieve that Year 5 goal of challenging for a title. Newell's have a great infrastructure and are a continental reputation club. They have a 3.5-star training facility and a youth setup which is going to be vital to this challenge. As you're expected to develop players using the club's youth system, finding the next Messi or Batistuta might be a high priority to make sure that this save is a success. Newell's have all the tools to succeed, but will you have the control of the finances to get them to where they need to be? So, that's it for my recommendations of teams to manage outside of Europe. If there are any other teams that you feel could provide a similar challenge or even a more rewarding challenge, please don't forget to drop them in the comments section below. If you have any questions about today's video, both the FM network and myself will be happy to answer these too. Thank you once again to the FM network for having me as a guest creator today. Please don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all the useful tools and tips on the FM network, and if you want to see more of my videos, drop by my channel. Thanks again for watching.